Okay, it is streaming now. Okay, let's start the meeting. I will share my screen. Here's my screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, great. So here is today's agenda. We have 4 topics. So feel free to add other topics, and we can discuss that if we have time. And if you think any topic you want to prioritize, please let me know. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Sanjay, for sharing this meeting notes. Yeah, sorry, the date is wrong. I will correct that. Okay, the first topic is about the organ maintenance status update. So let me go to the Git repository. So we have this 4 nomination, and with Today's work now, this issue was closed. So congratulations to Pradesh, Shiwei, and Toddy for being the organ maintainers. Okay. We have another issue that which was created by David, I think, to nominate Justin. And I saw some comments from Toddy, and also we have some discussions last Thursday meeting. So I would like to understand what's the next step for this. And Toddy has some proposal listed in this comment. Should the other maintainers comment or anything we needed to do? Toddy, do you have any opinions on this issue, how to move forward?
No, I don't have any more opinions than what I wrote in the issue. So we do have an options, but we need kind of more folks weighing in which way we want to go. Also,
Okay.
I remember talking with Vani about other nominations from AWS side. So we still are kind of like we wanted to have 6 maintainers or maintainers. Right now we have 6, but 3 of those are still like not participating. One except maybe Nias, who's been actively involved in the last couple of weeks. So the question would be whether we kind of nominate more folks from AWS side, from Microsoft side. I do not know about Docker side. So far, we have David and James. They are engaged since the new year, but that's only kind of the last 2-3 weeks.
Okay, thanks, Toddy. So I think for this issue is to replace Justin with James. So please, maintainers, to take a look at Toddy's comments. So there are some options here, so we can comment and discuss under this issue. This is first thing. Another is related to the org maintainers numbers. I'm switching to previous meeting notes. So I saw Wani has an action. Do you have any updates on this one? This is also related to what Toddy just mentioned, whether any consideration from AWS side to nominate more maintainers.
We discussed about it. We have not concluded it. I'll probably have an update in a day or two.
Okay. So this need more time to follow up. Okay, we can think the
Yeah.
status next time. Yeah.
Thank you.
So just one comment, Vani. We wanted to be done with this part by the 17th. Can we like set some really hard deadline? Because that is a little bit blocking right now for any governance changes. And I know that Nias was also working on some proposal for what are the roles and responsibilities for the org maintainers.
Yeah. Yes. The 17th is tomorrow, is it? Like, are you telling by tomorrow?
Well, that's what we said. So I don't know whether you'll be able to do that by tomorrow. For sure, we'll not be able to get the nominations and the votes by tomorrow, I guess.
I'll check if that is possible. Let me check. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. I think we have the target date several weeks ago about the org maintenance. So it is today's Monday's meeting to we are targeting to conclude it. So we managed to have 3 new org maintainers, but still from the overall numbers of org maintainers, we still have some work to do. One is about the nomination that David, the issue I just shared. So please maintainers to take a look. Another is to whether we need to have more org maintainers and start the nomination and voting. So hopefully, Wally, you can get back to this as soon as possible. Okay, that's the org maintenance status update and the next step. Anything else we want to discuss around this topic? If no, we move to the next item. Next item is about the repository name for the new repository we want to create for the timestamp protocol implementation. I opened this issue and just scroll down to below to the bottom. So we have several round of discussions. The initial proposal is to have the repository name timestamp go. And we had some discussion offline in this issue, that we have more options provided by different folks. So I hope today's meeting we can have some kind of conclusion or alignment on the naming, so that later we can comment on this issue and to see we have reached the majority. Okay, this is under the governance repository, so we needed a supermajority, I think 2/3 supermajority of the governance maintainers. The current proposal we have 7 options that I collected from previous discussions, and Shui also have very good insights on the naming. So, for example, for some option, the name is too long, and for some option, it is maybe due to the module name, so does not support hyphen. So I would like to suggest that with the participants here, I think Pradesh, Vani also the governance maintainers, and also we have org maintainers, Todi, Pradesh, Shiwei here, and Fabian also a governance maintainer. So let's review these options and discuss them now, and we try to make some conclusions. Is that okay? And yeah, one more thing, this issue was opened for quite some time, so let's try to conclude it. So here are the 7 options, and Shui provides some comments. So welcome to other comments. Todi, please.
I do have a question. So one of the concerns that I think Shiwei raised was the length of, let's say, timestamp protocol client go or something like this. So is the length of the package a concern, and why is it a concern?
It's a concern because when you, for example, you introduce a new method called a new client, it will be timestamp protocol dot new client. It's very long. If you read the effective goal, it suggests that the packaging should be short. Otherwise, it would be hard to use.
Okay. I am fine with TS protocol go. If that's I think that was one of the latest proposals, right?
TS protocol is the fourth option, but missing the go suffix.
Yeah, I think we agreed on having dash go, or at least that's the impression that I was left with.
Okay, so so Todi, you support the number 4, the fourth option, TS protocol -go, right?
Yeah, I'll prefer to have a longer name because TS protocol is still too generic, but if that is a concern for Go developers.
Okay, I saw in the chat, Pritesh is Pritesh mentioned the TSA client. I think that is the third option, right? TSA client -go as the repository name. Sorry. Okay, the TSA client -go as the repository name, and the package name is TSA client. So any comments on this one? Shiwei, in your comment in this issue, you mentioned that the TSA client seems not correct as it is timestamping client. Could you explain it? You omit this. You have the example TS client -go.
Yes, because TSA stands for the timestamp authority. Basically, it's the server. And in other words, if we call it TSA client, it means server client. It's kind of strange here.
In fact, it's a client talking to a server, right?
Yeah, but for package name, it's better. I think it's better to call it TS client instead of TSA client. Otherwise, it's most likely
Works
a
for me,
client
yeah.
inside of TSA, but it's not a client in the TSA, but a client talking to the TSA.
Works for me if we drop A.
Toddy, please.
Maybe to ask a question. So what exactly are we implementing? Like, are we implementing the timestamp protocol in this package? Or are we just creating a client for a timestamp authority server? They may be actually the same, but I just want to make sure that we are all on the same page. What will be implemented in this package? And is there anything in the timestamp protocol that does not involve the TSA server?
For this repository, we are going to implement based on the RFC 3161. So that RFC is about timestamping protocol, including both the a server and the client interactions. So for this report, and also we will including some parts of another RFC. I think I mentioned in the description as a library to be consumed by the timestamp protocol, which is about the CMS parts. So it is implementing this RFC timestamp protocol, but I think it's also the client part.
Do we implement anything on that will be used on a server, like TSA server? Or let's say if I'm implementing a TSA server, can I use this library to do something on the server side?
No, I don't think so. Maybe Shiwei can comment, or Patrick.
Currently, we are only going to implement the client, but I don't think we should prevent implementing the server in this package in the future. By the way, TSA is TSA. It's not TSA server because TSA itself is a server.
Yeah, that is true. But like my question is like, is there anything in the library that can be used in the TSA? I mean, on the server side and not on the client.
I think it would be the protocol part. For example, the structure for the request and the structure for the response.
But that's defined by the protocol, right? So
yes, that's why. That's why it's a TSA protocol is one candidate.
So
I
in
would say it
essence,
is possible, but unlikely. Sorry to interrupt in between. It is possible, but it's highly unlikely. I mean, yes, client and server always shares the request structure and everything, but clients are usually standalone. They are not usually servers don't take dependencies on client. Apart from the sharing the structure, which you can have common library. So it's highly unlikely that TSAs will use this library. A server will use this library.
So in essence, we are implementing the TS protocol, the timestamp protocol, sorry, and the cryptographic functionality needed to support the timestamp protocol in this library. So if we had the freedom to actually have a long name, the correct name will be timestamp protocol client. So
Yeah,
abstracting,
correct.
okay. So now the question is, how do we abbreviate timestamp protocol client to something that is according to the goal guidelines for brevity, right? So TS prot client.
I think that is option 6, but remove this hyphen between TS protocol and the client, right?
The other option will be TSP client dash go, which Shiwei, let me know if that's actually brave enough and we can use that.
That's also an acceptable candidate.
Yeah, I saw Patrick wrote this message, TSP client hyphen go.
Then I would like to change my vote to this one, if possible.
So any other comments on this TSP client hyphen go? Pritesh, Vani, Feynman. Okay, Pritesh also supported this. So could you help to comment on this issue for the TSP client hyphen go, so that I can count the total number and then we can make a decision now.
I would suggest as part of the meeting to add a note there and we can go and kind of do the final. Sounds good to me in the comments there. If there are no objections, we are going with TSP client dash go.
Yeah, I think we can update the issue, right?
Yeah, let's
By the end
update the
of this
issue.
meeting, I think everyone can update, and then
Yep.
whoever has already have the vote, they can modify. Actually, they can edit their vote.
How about I add this based on the discussion during the meeting? Um, um, so yeah, I saw Wani has this comment, repo name as TSP client Go and the package name TSP client. I think we can just vote for this comment. Is there any problem with the package name?
No, actually, like you can clean over the.
So it's still good to have like your comment added.
Okay, let me finish that.
Yeah, you can credit Vani there, but it's good to document that this was discussed in this particular meeting.
Mm. Okay, I think this is enough. Okay. Maybe I can. Okay.
I also updated my comment, finalized as per the community meeting on Jan 16, 2024.
Sorry, Wani.
I have also updated, finalized as per
Okay.
the community meeting. Yeah.
Okay. Let me comment as well. Okay. Thanks, Wani. Okay, I think the next step for this is we to set up the new repository, and also set up the governance related document for the new repository TSP client Go. Yeah, I will also add the notes later. This is the second topic. The third one is about notation v1.1 release. I think we are very close, just one more PR, I think. So we have two issues left now. This issue, I think, is more about the guidance document to be released. And I don't think that this will block the notation and its library release. And the Feynman also has a PR out. So this requires the maintainer of, I think this is on the notation repository. So maintainers of notation repository, please review this PR. Another one is about notation plugin error message. And this issue includes the fix for notation Go to be done in notation Go and notation. Let me check whether Junjie is in this meeting.
I will open
Yeah.
the PR for notation today. The PR for notation Go is ready.
Okay, so the PR in notation Go, do we need any help? So is it merged? Let me. Sorry, my machine is a bit slow. Let me change it to the notation Go. Is this one right?
Yep.
Yeah, there are some comments, and also maybe you need to resolve. So we have this PR in notation Go in the library, and Junjie will have a new PR in notation CLI. So we have I think in total we have two PRs left. So let's try to get them done in as early as possible. Our originally plan for the V1.1 is January the 16th. Is actually today.
Sure. I think I have resolved the comments. If there are new comments, you may need a review from AWS side too.
Okay, I think for the okay. Okay, so Pritesh, could you prioritize some work to review the notation Go PR, and I think there will be a new PR in notation CLI.
Oh, will do.
Yeah, thank you. So those are the two PRs left, and for the guidance, it will not block in the release. It's a document about the error handling, and we will plan another patch release later to improve the error messages for the notation client. Okay, that's the status for 1.1. We still have two PRs. So once those two PRs were merged, we will from Microsoft side we will trigger the release of notation. We 1.1 release. It will including the notation core Go, notation Go, and the notation. Okay. If no other comments related to this, we move to the next topic. Okay, the next two topics were from Feynman. So Feynman, over to you.
Yeah, thanks. May I share my screen? Because I have two issues I would like to quickly share and get the comments from all of the maintainers.
Sure, let me stop sharing. I can see it now.
Okay, I'm held on the issue, the error guideline issue. Is that correct? I'm not sure if I'm sharing the right screen.
Yes, it's the issue. Create a CLI error handling guideline. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want
that's
to.
right.
Yeah, thank you, Vani. I want to bring this to your attention because I didn't get any comments or suggestions from Vani and Pritesh yet. So I would like to highlight this one, and I would like to get some comments and align on the direction of this guidance, because it's a guidance. So I want to have more alignment and align on the desired behavior of those error messages. So as you can see, previously we always see a lot of error messages, which are show too vague error messages, and that are very hard to troubleshoot and locate the root cause. We have a few issues opened in Notation CLI repo, and you can find those previous issues. And I just give an example here, such as the reference is missing, or a very generic error messages from the console. So I think that's not a good practice for us to output the error message. So I created this error handling guideline to elaborate on the desired behavior and the guiding principles to output the good or user-friendly error messages for end users, as you can see from this PR. I will not delve into the details and go through what I wrote in this document, but I would expect Vani, Pritesh, and maybe Samir to take a look at these guiding principles. Actually, this document was derived from Aura's project. We made a few improvements to the Aura's error logs recently, so we want to borrow the good practice from the Aura's project to notation CLI. But what we do different with Aura's is that I only elaborate on the guiding principles in this document, and the suggested changes and examples are tracked and described in related issues. So this page only includes two major parts. The first one is the guiding principles for how to write good or reasonable error messages, and as well as the error message structure. The second one is some recommendations for our existing error messages. And again, I have created a few issues in notation CLI repo, one for notation plugin and another for notation sign. So the iteration plan of improving the notation error message is to include the error message improvements by following this guidance in 1.1. For other commands like notation sign and notation verify, we will improve those remaining error messages in the next patch release. So I would like to propose that we 1.1, the next patch release, to fix all of those remaining error messages by following this guidance. So that means we still have time to review and get alignment on this guidance. Then we can leverage this guidance to improve all of those remaining error messages in our next patch release. As Yi said, I think this PR will not block notation v1.1 release because it's not a feature work, it's just a spec. So let's get alignment and agree on the desired guiding principles. Vani and Pritesh, any questions and feedback on this proposal?
No, I will go through them. I haven't looked at this proposal. I will go through it and my feedback if I have any.
We'll take a look, Faye. This is for ongoing messages and as well as the existing messages, right? Current existing messages.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Okay. Anyone else? Any questions or feedback on this PR? If not, I think I will move to another topic that I propose in the agenda. And I appreciate that Pritesh and Vani can take a look and give some feedback on this PR. After we align on the spec, then we will be able to implement and improve those error messages in our next patch release. But in this release, we will ensure the notation plugin, the new feature that we added in 1.1, should follow the guiding principles. Okay, if there's no questions and feedback, I will move on and back to the agenda. I will share this link in our chat so people in this meeting can take a look and and even comment on this discussion. So this topic is to share the test results that I did for notation plugin installation that we introduced, the new feature that we introduced in 1.1. First of all, I would like to say that we don't have any bias on the testing or the feature development and also the experience design for notation plugin management. This discussion is to list all of those testing results for the plugins developed by different vendors, which includes Notation AWS Signer plugin, Notation Azure Key Vault plugin, and Notation Verify plugin. The HashiCorp Vault plugin was not included because it is not released yet due to the license problem. But I think we can test that plugin later. So I created this discussion page to gather some thoughts and share my suggestions for the plugin vendors. All of those plugin related commands are described and elaborated in the notation plugin CLI spec. You can click on this link to get more details about the notation plugin usage. This has been reviewed by Pritesh and other maintainers. So for the first test case, I test notation plugin commands with Notation AWS Signer plugin, and majorly for two cases. One is for installing the plugin from an URL. This is currently not supported because notation plugin install from the remote source requires the plugin vendors provides the checksum on their website or on their release page, and we will need to specify the checksum when we download and install a plugin file from the remote source. So the suggestion for AWS Signer plugin is to publish the checksum on the website, so users will be able to get that checksum and use it in the notation plugin install command. So at this moment, I think for users, they can still install Notation AWS Signer plugin by using the local file. So I download the AWS Signer plugin to my file system. File system is in the trust boundary of notation trust model. So we should be able to install the AWS Signer plugin without specifying a checksum. So this case is passed, installing from a local file. I successfully installed the AWS Signer plugin on my Linux machine. Any questions from Bunny and Pritesh for this case?
No, not as of now.
Okay, so I think if we want to get a smooth experience for installing AWS Signer plugin with notation plugin management capability, I think the suggestion is to publish the checksum on the website, on Signer website, so users will be able to get the similar experience as we proposed in the plugin management spec. The second case is for Notation Azure Key Vault plugin. Those two cases are passed because this plugin tightly follows the Notary project plugin spec as well as the CLI spec. So there's no specific suggestions for Azure Key Vault plugin. And the third case that I tested is for Notation Verify plugin. So for this case, neither installing from an URL nor from a local file are not passed because the Verify plugin is not developed by following the Notary project plugin spec. So the test result were failed in these two cases. So our specific suggestion are provided to Vanillafy plugin maintainers, and I believe you also informed Evan for this issue. We actually created an issue to elaborate what are the desired experience and the current error of installing Vanillafy plugin with notation.
We have, I mean, can you please share the binary which you used for testing?
Do you have
Notation
executable-
binary.
You mean that's
Otherwise,
the
I'll have to build
notation
it locally, yeah. The notation binary which you use for testing, the executable.
So Pritesh, are you generally asking the if notation plugin installation support installing from a single executable binary? Is that correct?
No, I'm saying is, can you please share the binary you use for this testing, for this test? So you must have built a local binary for this test, right? To test notation plugin install commands. You must have to create a new, you must.
Okay, I got you. So I tested the latest feature of notation v1.1 by compiling the main branch in my local system. We didn't publish the dev build.
Oh, okay.
I got your point. So if anyone who wanna test the latest feature of 1.1, I think the easiest way is to compile the notation CLI repo and use the binary built by the script in your local file system. But we do have the workflow to trigger a dev build, the latest dev build based on the main branch. If that is needed, I think we can also trigger a dev build. We can manually trigger that if you think this is necessary for the testing, for our testing with different vendors.
I mean, that would be great if we can do it before releasing 1.1 for Google testing.
Yeah, that was my question. Because right now it is not automatically scheduled, right, for the dev build fail like it was done before.
Yeah, I still think we need more end-to-end test with those plugins because I only cover the plugin for one architecture and operating system, that is Linux, AMD 64-bit, and on Ubuntu machine. But I think we still have different operating systems and environments for different plugins. So it would be good that we can if we can cover the enough test cases for all of those plugins. And I'm thinking we can trigger a dev build in the release page, so people will not need to build the binary in their local. This will be convenient for everyone to test by downloading the latest dev build from the release page. Any thoughts from the maintainers? Previously, we have this kind of dev build on our release page, but we disable that because we don't need that anymore.
I remember that this dev build pipeline has been deleted.
Has been deleted.
Yes. So if we want to test it, we may need to trigger a private fork release.
Okay.
I would suggest that how about, because we still have two PRs left, one notation go, right? One in notation, and once the notation go PR is merged, we also need to bump up version in notation. So maybe once we have those two PRs completed, I think if the previous workflow is deleted, it was deleted, I think at the moment, I think it will be very easy to build the binary locally, and we also have that guidance. So maybe we can follow that guidance to build a local binary, so that maybe Pritesh, Wani, from your side, you can spend some time to test it towards the latest main branch.
So
I'm
can you
sure-
please repeat that?
Sorry, Pritesh.
Sorry, Pritesh. Yeah.
Sorry, can you please repeat that? I didn't follow the last statement. So I didn't follow the last statement which you said, E. Can you please repeat that?
I mean that once we have all the PRs merged, maybe from your side, you can build the binary against the latest main and to test the plugin functionality.
Yeah, got you. Yep.
Okay, I think it's not a big feature, so it's just need some time to test it. So so let's do that.
Yeah. I think I have completed my part. And any questions?
I think a short summary for Feynman's topics is one is to review the error message guidelines, and we will plan a patch release for 1.1 to including the majority improvements for the error messages for notation CLI. And another topic is the plugin, sharing this plugin testing results. As I just said, we still have 2 PRs. So once those 2 PRs merged, maybe we can, from AWS side, you can build a binary against the latest main and test the plugin functionalities. And please share any test results to us. Then we can, based on the results, we can make a decision whether we can cut the release this week. Okay. So we have all the topics covered. Anything else? We still have 3 minutes.
Nothing from my side.
Yeah, if no
Nothing from my side
other,
as well.
yeah, thank you. So we close this meeting now. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
you. Bye.
Thanks, folks.
Okay.